Welcome friends, it's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I make 15 cards using paper scraps from this past Echo Park Merry and Bright collection. Stay tuned to watch how I turn these scraps to Beauts to make 5x7 A7 cards. It's been a while since I've done a video because I've been in Alabama for about 5 weeks getting mom out of rehab and getting her acclimated at my brother and sister-in-law's home. I've chosen 5 easy forgiving designs for you today. So you can use these designs with almost any scraps that you have. So for this design, I am going to score out 1 inch, because that's easy. And then just before it, 1/8 inch before it. So that's going to be 7/8. 7/8. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to score at 1 3/8. And actually meant to use my ball stylus, but this is doing okay. Okay, so 1 3/8, 1 1/2. And then 1 5/8. So if you feel like, just depending on the thickness of your paper, if it is really thin, then the ball stylus might work better. I turn my paper over and use the side where the paper is raised, the side that I did not score on. I'm starting with my largest piece of pattern paper and get that affixed. And I will leave the measurements over on my blog of all of the pieces of cardstock I'm using, along with some photos. Okay, and so this one is, 2 inches. I'm gonna just butt it up against the other. I'm gonna turn that over and trim it up. You can use your scissors. I just like using my trimmer. And then I've got 2 of these large snowflakes, and I am just going to glue these together. Some of the insides have fallen out. That's okay. Having them in is okay either way. So here I've got my Elizabeth Craft gold peel-offs, and there are 3 different sizes. I am using the medium size for this card. I made 4 more cards using this design. This one, well, I wasn't paying attention, so I ended up making my score lines in the wrong spot. So to compensate for that, then I went ahead and made more up top with this one. But I still think it came out really cute to use the small Elizabeth Craft gold peel-offs on this design, and the small peel-offs on this one. And so I chose stickers. So I used a different color of cardstock. This is 65-pound cardstock. So love how these came out, and these were inspired by Jessica Creates, and I will leave a link to her YouTube channel. So with this design, I have embossed this with an embossing folder, and I'm going to use the deboss side. It seems to be a little more forgiving for this design, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this affixed down. I'm going to start it maybe about an inch down. You can measure if you want, but I am not that, I don't feel like I need to measure. Okay, so that's this, and then this is about a 1-inch strip. It may be 1 1/4, but I will have the measurements over on my blog underneath each design. This looks a little off. Okay, so, oh, it says 1 1/4. I wrote it down here, so that's good. I am having so much fun turning these scraps into beautiful cards and getting a jump start on my Christmas cards for this year. I have so much or so many pattern paper scraps, and these are some great design ideas for using up some of those scraps that you might have in your craft stash. Okay, so here is my finished card, and I did go back and add the peel-off strip here because that was my intent, and I just forgot to do that. Then I made 2 other cards with this same design. Okay, and this one I made with the embossed side up, and that is how I knew that my peel-off strip would lay better if I use the debossed side instead of the embossed side. But at any rate, I added the sentiment and the Elizabeth Craft Gold glitter peel-offs on all 3 designs. What I did for this design is I started with some pattern paper that was measures 4 3/4 by 5 1/8, and then I cut it in half on the diagonal to get this piece. Okay, and then this one I actually had to piece together, back together with some double-sided tape, because I had another design in mind, but then I said, oh, let me keep it simple. So I pieced that back together, put some double-sided tape on it, and then that will hold it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And make sure that I have glued everywhere. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and place this down, and lining up those corners on the top and the bottom. Okay, and this embossed design, I probably should have used the deboss side, wasn't thinking, but let me put that there to hold it, and hopefully that will adhere better. And here are the 2 cards I made with this design. For this 4th design, I made 3 different cards. And random thoughts and questions. How do you come up with your card designs? Do you use sketches? Do you use Pinterest? What do you use? I tend to use a combination of lots of things: Pinterest, sketches, and scouring the internet for designs that I like. Let's talk in the comments. Let me know how you come up with your designs, or what are some of your favorite designs. Alright, so here's my finished card. And then I made 2 more that are pretty similar. This one, my pattern paper strip is wider. And then this one, I started at the very top of my card and added this ephemera from Simple Stories. But this is from Bo Bunny, and then this is from the sticker pack with the collection. Okay, this last card I used a waffle flower stitched die. to cut out my panel, which is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Here is the second card. I made this panel wider, so it's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then add a little dimension to the bottom of the sentiment in the bottom of this design. And here's a closer look at all of the cards I turned from scraps to beauts. Let me know in the comments if you're inspired by either of these 5 designs to start working on your Christmas cards, or if it just gave you ideas for your designs. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if not subscribed, will consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. Until next time, good day, friends.